Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Right now at 5:30, a suspect in a Lexington murder case is in the Fayette County Detention Center after police caught him in Arizona.
Also this morning, riots erupt in Ferguson, Missouri after a grand jury decides not to indict a police officer who shot and killed an unarmed teenager. And a recycling center may not be able to process materials for a week after being damaged by strong winds. These stories and breaking news as it happens coming up on WKYT this morning. Well, good morning to you and welcome. It's so good to have you along with us. A lot of stories that we're following this morning, obviously, including the events out of Ferguson, Missouri, following the grand jury decision that was announced late last night. I'm Bill Bryant. And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's pretty cold. That's another item of interest in our news. It is, and certainly a lot of folks with the big plans in the days ahead as we head toward Thanksgiving. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, we are looking outside and looking good this morning. We're staying dry. There's some good news for you. Live sky camera. The positive out of this is we're staying dry. We'll get plenty of sunshine. The negative out of this is we're dropping those temperatures big time from the past couple of days, so it will feel much cooler. Dress prepared for that cool air as you're working your way through this November 25th, almost to Thanksgiving. There you are, current temperatures, 30s, a couple of 40s sprinkled in down toward the southeast. Southeastern zones, you guys will be good to go for today. I think you guys really come out on the better half, you know, just from the rest of us sitting there in the 50s, the rest of us sitting in the 40s. So southeast 50s, 40s for the rest, and we'll stay with the sunny skies. Now, the bus stop forecast, this is your last day before the big Thanksgiving holiday break. So go ahead and enjoy it. Just bundle up this morning. We'll go over the latest forecast with your travel impacts on that snow coming up in a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. Let's get right to the news on WKYT.
There have been some disturbing riot scenes out of Ferguson, Missouri overnight after a grand jury decided not to indict Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson. Wilson shot and killed unarmed Ferguson teenager Michael Brown in August.
While riots broke out in Ferguson, many other protests across the country remained peaceful. Here is CBS News' Don Champion with a look at protests around the country.
Outside the White House in the nation's capital, through the streets of Chicago, justice for Mike Brown! And in the heart of South Central Los Angeles, people by the thousands demanded justice Monday night.
Shut it down, man. If we can't have justice, then there should be no peace.
Mostly peaceful protests took place around the country after the announcement a Ferguson, Missouri police officer will not face charges in the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown. In New York City, people filled streets of Manhattan. At one point, someone even splattered fake blood on the city's police commissioner.
I think that we need some changes in the system because obviously cops are killing people, they're abusing their powers, and the system is entirely corrupt.
In downtown Denver, people sat in the middle of a street blocking traffic. In Oakland and Los Angeles, protesters walked onto highways, stopping cars. In Seattle, police used pepper spray in a brief clash with protesters. Some say Brown's case has reignited racial tension.
It seems like our judicial system is sending a message to our, the young people that minorities are not going to see justice actualized in their lifetime, and it's just really, it's sad.
Dozens of rallies are scheduled for later today across the country. Don Champion for CBS News, New York.
One of those peaceful protests is planned actually for right here in Lexington tonight.
That event is set to start at 6 o'clock tonight downtown, and WKYT's Victor Puente is live from 3rd Street Stuff, which is the planned meeting location, with a look at some local reaction to the decision. Victor, good morning.
Well, this march will travel a couple of blocks, starting behind me here at 3rd Street Stuff, traveling down to the courthouse square. Now, it's in response to the decision by that grand jury not to indict the officer who shot and killed Michael Brown. The Stop Mass Incarceration Network of Kentucky and the Central Kentucky Council for Peace and Justice are sponsoring the event. The organizers say the events in Ferguson are a reminder of the death of Tony Sullivan, who was shot by a Lexington police sergeant 20 years ago. His death led to rioting in Lexington after that sergeant wasn't indicted. Now, the march will go along Limestone from 3rd Street to Main. Once at the courthouse square, they plan to have an assembly speaking out against what they say is an injustice. Now, that march begins at 6 p.m. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Victor. The mother of a man shot by Lexington police says she doesn't think her son would want to hurt anyone. Police say Sunday morning Joseph Kilburn was involved in a drug deal outside Berea Christian Church. Two Lexington police officers, Wesley Farley and Christopher Mason, were on patrol when they saw it. Police say Kilburn then tried to run down the officers with his truck, so they shot him. Kilburn's mother says her son's friends said the opposite.
If my child did this, you know, he's going to have to pay for what he did if he did do this, you know, if he did what they're accusing him of. But still, the end don't justify the means.
And Coots says her son is stable at UK Hospital after being shot in the head. The two officers are now on administrative assignment during the investigation.
A man wanted in connection with the Lexington murder is back in town now to answer to the charges.
Police arrested 30-year-old Jeffrey Morris in Glendale, Arizona earlier this month. Today, he's set to be arraigned on charges of murder for the killing of Anthony Carter back in June. WKYT's Sean Moody is live from the courthouse with the latest developments on the case. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Jeffrey Morris is charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. His arraignment is set here at Fayette District Court later this afternoon. Lexington police say Morris shot and killed Anthony Carter on Chestnut Street back in June. According to an arrest warrant, a Lexington police detective says a witness told him they saw Morris arguing with Carter. Then they said they saw Morris shoot Carter once and get away on a bicycle. The detective said other witnesses reported seeing Morris on a bike around that time, and he says they told him he had confessed to them that he killed Carter. Now, this arrest warrant was issued back in July, but it took nearly 4 more months before Morris was arrested. U.S. Marshals say they found him in the Phoenix, Arizona area earlier this month. He was booked into the Fayette County Detention Center last night, and his arraignment will be early this afternoon in Fayette District Court. Now, I spoke with Carter's brother on the day he was killed. He told me Carter had moved here to Lexington from Michigan not long before the murder. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. New this morning, a teenager charged with a murder in Lexington is now charged with assault as well after he attacked 2 correctional officers. Lexington police say Trayshawn Jones and 3 others broke into the home of Flaco Lopez on Davenport Drive back in 2012. A gun battle broke out, killing Lopez and injuring 2 of the intruders. Police say he fought with 2 correctional officers, hitting them and spitting on them.
An unusual accident in Lexington in which a pickup truck slammed into a car hauler. That accident happened around 10:30 last night on the northbound side of Interstate 75. Police tell us that a double-stack car hauler was parked on the side of the interstate when a pickup hit it. Caused the hydraulics to fail, and one of the cars on the top slid and damaged a car on the bottom. The wreck shut down the right 2 northbound lanes of the interstate until about 2 o'clock this morning.
And in another wreck, a Lexington man managed to walk away after crashing into several trees. That accident happened about 1:30 this morning on Russell Cave Road near Ironworks Pike. Police tell us the driver hit 3 trees as he drove down Russell Cave in his truck. Police say the driver was wearing his seatbelt, and that's how he was able to walk away from the wreck. We're tracking the investigation this morning into a stabbing in Whitley County. Police say it happened Sunday night outside a home on Highway 904. They say that 30-year-old Justin Noble and 51-year-old Scott Powers got into an argument over medicine, and Powers stabbed Noble twice. Noble was airlifted to UK Hospital. Police say he is in critical but stable condition. Police arrested Powers. They have charged him with first-degree assault.
A woman tells us she's lucky to be alive after a tree crushed her car with her inside. Janice Bates was driving on Henrico Drive in Harrodsburg Monday morning when strong winds knocked down a tree. The tree fell on her car. A nurse saw what happened and rushed in to help. Bates says that nurse held her hand and called 911. Bates was taken to the hospital to be treated for some cuts and bruises, but otherwise she's okay.
And those strong winds that damaged some Lexington Recycling Center's roofs, the waste director now says that they will not be able to pick up recyclables from homes around town for at least a week as a result. The fire department, code enforcement officials, and the building manufacturer will all check out the damage today. The city says the damaged parts of the center is covered by a warranty. The city will have a better idea today of when recycling will resume.
Well, police need your help finding a man wanted for a string of home invasions and robberies in eastern Kentucky. State police looking for 23-year-old Jonathan Weddington. A grand jury indicted him and 21-year-old Tanner Spears for kidnapping, robbery, and theft. Police say both men are suspects for robberies and home invasions in Floyd County. Weddington is also a person of interest in some robberies in Pike County. Police arrested Spears.
A disturbing sight for drivers along a busy Perry County road. Police there are trying to find a man who they say has been exposing himself. June Madden tells us that she was driving along Old Kentucky 80 near Hazard. She says suddenly a man got out of a car and exposed himself to her as she passed by. The Perry County Sheriff's Office says they have received other reports of the man doing the same thing to other drivers on the same road. Police say they have an idea of who the man is, but so far they have not been able to locate him.
A Franklin County judge has rejected a settlement reached between the state and a coal mining company over water quality monitoring violations. Investigators claimed Frasher Creek Mining falsified reports on water discharges from its mines in eastern Kentucky. In 2010, the state and the company agreed to a $310,000 settlement, but environmental groups claimed the company's fines should have been higher. The judge ruled the settlement didn't impose penalties that would prevent more violations.